Hi, everybody. Glad to be back. CSX in the kitchen. I'm Juline Jordan here once again, and spring has finally sprung. My gosh, we paid dearly for that wait, didn't we? And so we're going to celebrate with a spring pasta salad that's really easy to make, as with most of the things that I make, because I want to make them accessible to you. And this is going to be a nice fresh, we've got some spring peas, we have an heirloom tomato, roasted red peppers, and some basil, or as Martha Stewart calls it, basil. Okay, so we're going to do this. I have some bow tie pasta that I cooked up, and I always cook it about, I don't know, 3 minutes less than the box says, because you want it to be al dente, where it has a little chew, it has a little pull. And so we're going to start by getting these things all in the bowl. Let's start with the roasted red peppers. So these are lovely roasted red peppers, and they're so delicious. And they come in this beautiful oil. You could use that oil for another recipe if you'd like to. It's all about multi-purposing things, so you don't waste anything. So I have to make something with the oil. Let's think about that one. Okay. So we'll get these cut up and get them in the bowl. And the reason I use an heirloom tomato is because I just think a tomato is not good unless it's ripe and fresh in late July and August. They're just not good. But heirlooms taste just like one that you pick off the vine in late July or August. Okay, so the roasted red peppers going in there, give it a nice little peppery texture. They're nice and soft. And it gives it a lot of color too, because you want it to be appealing to the eye. And the red is beautiful. It's red and green and all that beautiful pasta. And I'll tell you about my vinaigrette here in a little bit. Okay, so we've got that in. Now we're going to throw the peas in. And because the peas aren't up yet, I use frozen peas. But you know, there's a place in the world, as I like to say, for frozen veg. Frozen veg is really good, and it's just like having fresh, kind of, but it works. Okay, now the basil. We're going to talk about this cutting technique called chiffonade. I'll take these stems off. Chiffonade is cutting it into ribbons. So you roll it like a cigar, and then you cut it, and you get these lovely little ribbons. So there's a nice technique for you. See how pretty? Yeah. Okay. So we've got that in there. I've made this with dill as well. You can, whatever you want, but I just saw this basil in the store, and I thought, you know what? This is beautiful. And that's how I shop as well. I shop for what's in season. I like to do seasonal cooking. And other than the frozen peas, this is all in season. Now, I will tell you, with heirloom tomatoes, they're a little expensive, but they're so worth it. All right. So I will tell you that we at CSX are geared up for a summer of concert fun. There are so many good shows coming to town. We have those 6 Bob Seger shows that are happening, and we're really excited about that. And we have these brand new Bob Seger t-shirts, and it has on the back every song of his printed out. Pretty cool. Tommy, I'll get you one. Yeah. I've been promising him a t-shirt for a long time, and I think that's the one you want. Okay, we'll get the tomatoes in there. Maybe a little more. You know, I'm all about eyeballing everything. And when it comes to baking, though, which I'm not a baker, that's when you have to be scientific and precise. But I don't have to worry about it because I don't bake. That was the one class in school that, I liked baking, but pastries, it was so hard. I think I've talked about my divorce cake before. Have I talked about my divorce cake? I had to make a wedding cake, and it was so bad. It was so bad that I took it up to my chef instructor, and I go, just give me an F right now. And so I called it my divorce cake, because no one was going to have that at their wedding. Okay, so I've got all the things in, the peas, the heirloom, the roasted red pepper. Now let's see if I can stir it without spilling it over the edge. So far, so good. So this is a really easy recipe, simple, I should say. Easy, simple, whatever you want to say. And full of flavor. And you might want to let it rest for a couple hours so you can get all the flavors in when you get the vinaigrette in. And here's the vinaigrette, which is olive oil, Dijon mustard, and there's some honey in there, salt and pepper in there. Give it a good stir and just pour it all over, and then we'll mix it again. I'm going to try it without letting it sit because I'm not going to make you sit here and, let me gab at you for hours on end. I already do that all day long at WCSX. And I don't want to torture you anymore. Okay, this looks good. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty. Pasta salad is one of my favorite things, and if you can't have pasta, I'm sorry. But you can get certain kinds of pasta that are more tolerable for your diet now. And okay, well, let's get some in the bowl, and I'll give it a little taste. Because I got to feed my crew. Greatest crew on the planet Earth. You guys are so great. Did you see our new pots and pans? Mark, who owns this set, who's back behind there and never wants to be on camera ever, he bought these. He's a crazy man. I appreciate it. Okay, we're going to give it a shot here. Try to get some of everything in it. I struggle at this point every show. Okay, tomato, get on there. Really good. Full of flavor. The pasta's done just right. The peas have a little pop to them. The roasted red pepper and the tomato, delicious. So try this at home. By the way, I already have this recipe up at WCSX.com, or you can text the keyword kitchen, and that's where all my recipes are. And have at it. Happy spring, everybody. Yeah, woo!